Recording in progress.
So, 7 o'clock, Tammy?
Okay, it's, 7 o'clock on the nose.
Permit grant.
I'm
Right,
just
you want to go
thinking
all
that
stuff?
the 24th.
It's the annual report and copy, we should have filled out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we wait until we hit roads for the rest of that? Sorry.
I just, the order, so I'll try to get.
No, it's alright. So previous minutes, we are looking at approximately 4 meetings. I believe, if I pull up my calendar here, we have,
At this point, it'll be 5, because the 25th was not part of this.
so we have,
These are the meetings, maybe there aren't left. I think there's 5 now.
so we had meetings on the 1st, or the 3rd, the 10th, the 11th, 19th, the 19th, we also had a meeting the 24th.
Yep.
And the 25th.
Yep, that was a special one.
Meetings on the 3rd and 10th were the budgetary meetings where we were building the budget. Can I get a motion for acceptance on those?
I will make a motion to accept those 2 meetings, the 3rd and,
10th.
10th.
Can I get a second?
I'd second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of accepting the budget meetings on the 3rd and 10th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Gary, did you say aye?
I did.
He did. Okay, the 11th was our regularly scheduled select board meeting. We've gone over the minutes from that. We did not have a quorum here for the 25th, or sorry. We did not have a quorum here on the 24th to accept those meeting minutes. Well, I'll get it here eventually, folks. So we do have a quorum now. All those in favor of accepting the regular scheduled meeting on the 11th, if I can get a motion for that.
I'd motion for that.
Brenda makes a motion. Can I get a second?
I will second that.
We're the only 3 here for that, so if we can signify by saying aye, if we accept.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
So it's you 3 and Gary abstains.
Gary abstains.
Yes, Gary wasn't here yet.
Alright, now, the 19th, the 19th was the meeting that was challenged as being warned incorrectly at the 24th meeting. We revisited that, found out it was not warned incorrectly. Everything was handled fine. Reiterated everything on the 25th. Meeting minutes.
It's okay, someone's coming in, that's all.
Well, that's good. Welcome.
I have
Went through all that on the 25th, conversation, and those meeting minutes are those here too, Tim?
I didn't print them out.
Thanks. Okay, well, we'll go to the 24th first, which was the regular minutes. The only thing I saw right off quick, I guess it's not a huge deal. Todd with 2 Ds, Terry.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I think. Not a serious issue, but, okay. Did everybody have, Terry, did you have a chance to read over the minutes on the 24th?
I have not got anything off my email.
Okay. Would you like a copy of them?
Sure.
So, that was the meeting where the 19th was challenged. We rescheduled the 19th meeting for the 25th. And the other business that was attended to in the minutes, I would entertain a motion on those.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for the meetings, both on the 24th and the special meeting on the 25th.
I would second that motion.
What about the 19th?
The 19th was recapped on the 25th,
Okay.
so that would, those would be, theoretically, those minutes would roll into the 25th minutes.
So you're technically approving all three?
Correct.
Okay. And that was Brenda made the motion?
I made the motion,
Lance
Brenda
made the
seconded.
Brenda seconded, okay.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Tammy, that gets us to that point. Alright. That was fun.
I know.
Lance has the warrants.
Excellent.
Josh has the warrants.
Okay, I'll hand those to Brenda so she can. Oh, and finance report. Here you go, Terry. There, she's-
Terry, did you get
one right here?
Here, one.
Okay. There you go. Did you want one for the minutes, Sammy?
Yep, I gotta go get them.
There you
Well, did you want the 25th?
go. These are the new ones, right?
No, I think you said 24th.
February 14th?
They say February 14th, Tammy?
This is the 25th minutes.
Oh, right. yeah.
Oh, the minutes,
Do
no.
you want to look back?
We're on the account balances
Okay.
sheet.
You're ahead of me.
Just for the record, this is not in line with our agenda, but I'm looking at the Tupper Fund checking account balance. We have had no request for assistance or aid from that fund this year or this fall. So if anybody knows anyone that is in need of assistance in any way or form, please get in touch with the advocates, or you're free to contact me as well.
Who are the, you're one of them, right?
I'm one of the trustees. The advocates are Sharon, my wife. Hang on, Terry. I can get you that. Come on. I should know them all, but I want to make sure I get everybody.
Oh, this is for the Tupper Fund.
This is for the Tupper Fund, correct. For quote unquote, the needy and the poor, as the will states. Come on. Carolyn Bronze, Jan Marcotte, Sharon Lawyer, there's two others.
Is one of the Whitneys?
Hmm?
Is one of the Whitneys? No?
No, the Whitneys are out of town. They're out of state.
Are they?
Holly Crisco?
Who?
Crisco?
Huh?
Holly Crisco?
Maybe. Yes. Holly's one of them. One more. Holly Crispell, trustees of public funds. Here we go. Carolyn Brown, Sharon Lawyer, Jen Marcotte Ketchum, Holly Crispell, and Scott Flieger. And if you go to your town report, their phone numbers are listed in the report on page 49 from last year. And as I said, they're free to call me, Pat Evans, or Tennyson Doan are the trustees. But there's over $12,000 in the checking account right now, and that's unusually high.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Lance, but this is to help anybody who is, come up with financial hardships.
Correct. Correct.
Anything from
Any
fuel oil
reason,
to
basically.
appliances,
Any
to
reason,
eyes
yeah.
glasses, anything.
Just
Medical, fuel,
Family.
family assistance, yeah.
Groceries.
You come up at a point in your life, you can't make your car payments, and you can make an argument that, come see us.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's good to know.
The only requirement is they need to be a resident of the town of Bakersfield.
Thank you for putting that up there. Anybody see anything else on the finances? Miranda couldn't be with us tonight, but the way it sounded from the last discussion I had with her, everything is shaping up nicely, and she is catching on to the stuff very quickly, which
I
is
like
good.
her report.
What's that?
I like her report.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly, yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I could use one more column, which is just the, remaining, for like the budgeted spend.
Oh, what's the balance?
Yeah, the balance, but we can
That's a
we can
good
discuss
point.
that with her, and I'm sure it's as easy as adding another column, and
Once a month, or not every month? Or not every meeting?
correct, yeah. Alright, finances. Alright, I guess we're on to visitors. Ron?
Yeah.
Okay. You met with us before, right? You're up on, Belvedere Mountain Road?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have you maybe just move up just a little bit, just so we can make sure that we're catching you on the microphone here?
Hey, grab a chair.
Pretty neat.
A little more.
Like,
Just come, yeah, just come
I could
forward.
just stand anyway.
Just come forward a little bit,
There
you'll
you
be
go.
fine.
That's fine.
alright, you have the floor.
Oh, well, you're for a violation.
Okay. Okay, so this is about a driveway on Belvedere Mountain Road. This, I believe, would go straight to zoning, or is it
Sorry,
ours first?
to refresh my memory, these are the three narrow lots that are side by side? Okay, thank you.
So Ron, is that a zoning violation form that you just gave them?
No, this came from Matt.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah.
What's that, Matt?
Um,
From you?
Are you the one that put in the driveway?
Yes.
Okay.
Was a permit
And
filed?
supposedly,
Sorry.
allegedly, the driveway you put in is on your neighbor's partially on your neighbor's property?
No, it's not on his property.
Allegedly, by complaints from others, is that correct?
No, I don't think.
No?
No, the problem with those boundaries, they had the few over boundaries.
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah,
Say that
no.
again?
I just put it, basically put it in, because it's in the center of our property,
okay.
and I basically put it in without a permit.
Oh, okay.
okay. So is this?
Different
Different deal.
Different deal,
Yeah.
sorry.
Is this rectified then, Mac, by filling out a permit? And
If it's on somebody, if it's on his property, I mean,
filling out the permit and incurring the late fees or penalties for installing it without a permit? Is that where we're at with this, or
that's where I would say we are unless,
you see differently?
Did you, Ron, you get it surveyed?
It's all been done.
Yeah.
It's all
And
been
it's,
done.
and it's within your boundaries?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
but originally it was
question.
this is
What-
questioned.
Yeah, they questioned it.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so I was remembering correctly.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And that issue has been rectified between you and your neighbor.
Yeah.
That's solved. Okay. I think in my opinion then, it would be as simple as filling out
Another.
filling out another, access permit, submitting it to MAC, basically to us, comes to us, we give it to MAC, MAC goes out, does a site inspection to make sure where you
Yeah.
positioned it at this point, I guess, is appropriate. If it's appropriate, he signs off, it comes back to us, we sign off, and you would pay, don't quote me on this, but you would pay the fee and did you see that, Terry?
Mhm.
You would pay the normal fee and I don't wanna call it, it'd be a penalty, basically, which that is all laid out in the zoning bylaws.
At this point, I'd absolutely give Mr. Hathaway credit for the money that he's already put in towards the permit, because he did that in good faith. And of course, we take his money in good faith as well. So one of the things that we can do is, figure out what we might get for penalties once Matt approves the space. I need that before I can go ahead.
Why is there a penalty if you had already put in for the permit?
Put it in without a permit.
Put it in without a permit, any cents.
By his own admission.
No, I know, but I thought you just said he had monies coming to him.
He paid us for a legitimate permit. And I was unable to approve the permit based on what Matt and I discerned as put it
You
in
weren't sure about the boundaries, were
after the fact. Yeah, and we had a boundary dispute. And as what Mr. Hathaway said, that's been resolved. And so we can go ahead with the permit.
So the permit was applied for after the driveway was put in.
Yes.
Yes.
So we put the driveway in, found it, realized he needed a permit, submitted the permit. At that point, there was a boundary dispute going on, so we could not approve the permit, but the driveway was already in. So the money he submitted would be,
So it got declined.
right, basically.
Got declined the first round, and so now he's,
So
Now he's in compliance.
To clarify,
I mean,
our
it's
zoning
ongoing.
administrator is willing to accept the original fee as long as you're willing to pay the penalty.
If they're taking.
That works for me.
That, make sense?
well, I don't see where there'd be a penalty other than,
Because he put the permit in after it was already existing.
and we declined the permit.
It doesn't make any difference. He didn't ask for a permit until after the driveway was already in.
No, I
So there's
understand
a-
that, but once we decline it, isn't there a process after declining it?
He would have to resubmit, which is what he's gonna do. But what we're saying is that what the zoning administrator is saying is that instead of charging him another permitting fee, we would take the first permitting fee that was submitted and count, just count that as the only permitting fee.
Sorry.
Mr. Hathaway, is that
Basically, waiting for the
acceptable
second permitting.
for you?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much for
I
being
don't-
reasonable.
I'm not sure there would be.
And
I
thank
think
you
you'd
very
have to
much
look
for
into what
involving
the
the
process is.
select
I
board
think
as
that is
little as
different.
possible in your boundary dispute.
Thank you.
It's all outlined in the zoning bylaws.
Right.
Because technically, that's not our problem. A boundary dispute isn't in the select board's purview.
It's been a mess, believe me.
I am sorry for that. I feel for
3.5
you.
months of misery
Oh,
is what it's been. And a lot of money. What it's been.
Well, hopefully you get.
Oh,
to-
you don't have to
Having-
talk to me about
having been
that.
there, I feel for you.
Really.
Me too.
Yeah,
Remember Mr.
Me
Bowman?
too.
I think everybody has, but boy, what happens to you, what do you do?
That's right, I built a $100,000 house on some property that Mr. Villain said that he owned.
Really?
Yeah, I fought that for 3 years. I'm the
It's
first,
a mess, so it is.
I'm the first house on Belvedere Mountain Road.
On the left there,
Yeah.
going on,
From pool, yep.
the one that has poster signs.
My boundary dispute went all the way to the state legislature.
Oh, God, I hope I don't have to go that far. Yeah,
Well, the reason it's posted was because of late dosing, and that's the only reason.
really? No, it took me quite a while to get that survey straightened out. He's gonna fight it until the cows come home anyways.
Oh, yeah, they love making the lawyers
Oh, he does,
rich.
he probably,
Is that,
what really got me going with him,
is that McSweeney?
no,
I don't know.
Sean. I came up one day, and he's got poster signs going right down the middle of my driveway.
Oh,
Yeah, how do you think that sets with you? But I didn't do a thing, they're still there today, unless the snow knocked them over. Cause I didn't know, everybody said, well, maybe it is his property, maybe, you know, and I got all kind of
There was
confused.
issues on all those properties up along that road, cause everyone thought the properties went in straight, a lot of them were skewed.
That's where it got messed up, right there.
Yeah.
Right there. See,
unfortunately.
we thought it went like this,
It skews.
but it went like this.
Unfortunately, the select board's not qualified to make that decision. We're not licensed surveyors, so.
Yeah,
So we're glad you're getting it figured out.
yeah, we're getting it figured out. I hope we're on downhill slide.
Good luck, sir.
Good luck, sir.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you for your time.
You have a good evening.
Appreciate it.
Being our only visitor,
SKEW.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
I've been screwed all my life.
Very much. Thank you.
The B at the end too,
Not only that, he's a half bubble off
it's
bomb.
SKEWD,
EWD.
skewed,
SKEWD.
skewed.
road report.
Right.
Still got them.
I finally got a hold of Mr.
Can you come closer, Matt? Sorry.
Here, Matt, come over here.
It's this one, Matt.
Says speak,
Oh.
enunciate.
Clearly.
Enunciate?
All sorts of noises and we can't hear him, Matt.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
Finally got a hold of Mr. Croto from Milton Cat.
Yep.
Up generator. He is hoping to get up there this week and get it going again. I mean, it's running. We checked it and it does run. Batteries are still up. He's gonna bring batteries just in case because it's been so long since it's been tested.
Yep.
He's gonna do the oils, the whole works. They will be sending, since it's not him, somebody from Milton Cat will be sending up a few different proposals by the sounds of different contracts
Okay.
to sign. Don't have to sign any of them if you don't want to, but
Proposals then, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
And I asked him about the fact that it might not,
Excuse me.
might not be starting weekly, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And he said there's a 9-volt battery on the side of it, just a little square one,
Yep.
that runs a time clock, that if that's dead, and if it hasn't been checked for
Yep.
a few years, could be a problem. So he's gonna look at that.
So the whole issue could be a 9-volt battery that should have been replaced?
It could be, but at any rate, he's hoping to get there this week. I didn't ask him the price because I figured
We'll
At
find
this
out.
point, we need to
it
get
had
it
to be
done.
done. You said you get her flags from Bolio, from the American Legion?
Yep.
Is that anything like what they said on their website,
It was?
their website?
I have no idea.
They're like $60 a piece on that site. They're really good flags.
I think I paid $40 or $50 for mine last
So
year.
you're talking pretty
These,
good chunk.
these
But
are the sewn,
they're big flags.
Gary,
Yeah.
these are the sewn flags rather than the
No,
printed.
no. Oh, sewn.
Sewn.
I thought you said
Yes,
stone
these are-
flags.
yeah.
No, they're sewn rather than printed, or?
I think they're printed.
I think it said the stars were sewn,
Yeah, the star was stone, but the rest is all printed.
but the
Yeah.
rest is printed, but it's got a fiberglass pole.
Uh-huh,
It's got metal hanger instead of the plastic ones that have been breaking off all the time.
uh-huh.
But if you're talking 30 flags at $60 a piece, I mean, I haven't called her yet.
Everything's gone up.
Well, that's
Wow.
$1,800.
Yeah, I glanced
And that
at,
doesn't include the flag in the,
that one did not include that, no.
Yeah.
But it included every light that's in town, so I mean, we could cut them back a few down to what we had.
so we're looking at $2,000.
But the flag, I'm telling you, that's a big flag. That's the flag we use for like at our sewer plant.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the ones on the poles.
But you want little ones.
Yeah.
3x5.
3 by 5.
Bill Johnson, he only has a big flag.
Oh, well, I mean, the American Legion website
Oh, okay,
has a 3x5
okay.
nylon with sewn,
Cheaper on Amazon.
a little bit.
The only, you know, Terry, I've got one complaint. And I've voiced this for 15 years. I don't wanna buy made in China American flags.
Most of them are made in USA.
Here, here.
I'm sorry.
Well, how do
We
you
found some real
You
cheap
don't
one
know
year.
if they're-
We found
You
some
should
real
look.
cheap one year and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Well, these definitely said they were made in USA, but it says
Well,
it's,
that's good.
it's sewn stripes and dyed stars is what this one says. It's got a 6-foot fiberglass pole where the other ones have had the aluminum poles, which
Yep.
tend
Uh-huh.
to break off, and especially the hangers. We've had a hell of a problem with them lately. Like every time the wind comes up, they go, and then
That's-
you're stuck.
The
Did you say
aluminum,
metal poles or fiberglass?
Look,
Fiberglass
the
poles.
aluminum ones break.
No, the aluminum poles break.
The aluminum poles break, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's a better kind of flag than, I just for shits and giggles looked up on Home Depot tonight, they were anywhere from 40 to 50 bucks a piece. I mean, it's not, and that was with the plastic hanger and the aluminum pole, so I, you know. More than welcome to look around.
I mean, I can, yeah, cause right here, you're right, Terry. 3x5 foot flag, 100% made in the USA, heavy duty flag for outside with embroidered stars, sewn, stripes,
Sounds good.
and brass groundlets, heavyweight flag, under 20 bucks.
Does it say what it is for a hanger and a pole?
Is that just the
I
flag?
think
Not
it's just
the-
a flag.
Oh, that's just a flag?
We need hangers on at least half of them,
You need hangers on all of them.
all of them.
Oh, it's terrible. The metal ones do seem to last a little
Is
bit
that
better.
Home Depot, Josh?
No, that's just Amazon. I mean, that's literally the first one I,
Yeah, on
That's
the
literally
American,
the first one.
on the American Legion site, they also have it cheaper if it was, you were just buying the flag, which if the poles hold up to 4 or 5 years and the hangers hold up, then you can get away with buying just the flag, so.
But for this year, we need 30 of both.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, you could probably get by with 25 if I, you know what I mean?
suppose
You
so.
could, isn't there some with poles and all?
I just typed
We
in
buy
their
our banners,
polls.
like on
Yeah.
downtown graphics. They
You
make
go
it
in.
like that.
I got a really nice one
Downtown graphics.
Yeah, they're out
for
of,
like 20 bucks. And,
Really?
Yeah,
Where?
you know, a lot of banners we have.
it was either Home Depot or Lowe's,
They-
one of
they
those
sell them to
two.
small municipalities.
Two
They
by
have some.
four.
You can check with me.
3x5 is what it
Yeah, yeah, no,
They
I
have
just
banners, like the hangers for our banners are $109 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
They're double.
Yeah.
I'm also looking for the ones that are stamped made in America.
is. Yeah. I'm sorry,
Don't get a wooden pole.
I don't think we should buy Chinese-made American
The
flags.
wooden poles tend to really
Or
warp
Korean,
out.
or Taiwan, or whatever. I can't bring myself to do that.
Flags are down on water,
Yes.
and so fiberglass is.
Just before Memorial Day to just after Veterans Day.
The wooden poles break, you said?
Well,
Warm up up there.
they warp up quite badly. You can get 2 years out of them by turning them around, but they
You
still
know, the
work.
banners, you have fiberglass.
Look, look.
Reinforcement on
Yep.
that.
Oh.
For best.
And you said how much piece?
What?
60?
He was $59.99 on the website.
With, okay, so,
That's pole hanger.
yep. So maybe call Andy, cause he might get a deal if he orders them in bulk instead of, or if he, it'd be worth a call,
Okay.
just to
Much
see.
better there, Joe.
I
I've been holding.
I haven't found one
Myself,
with
I
a
can't get a hold of it.
hole that,
Oh,
I mean,
where
I don't
do you get
know
it? At the
what
Legion itself?
meeting time, but.
Everyone gets, because he's our,
No, but how do you get a hold of it?
he's our treasurer, and he has $100 paycheck, so he comes in.
Oh,
Andy?
Yeah, Andy Bolo's.
I think, I bet if you were to call the Legion, they'd probably give you his number. It's not really,
I don't have a number to check.
he's not the type of guy that's gonna turn down a phone call.
Andy?
Bully.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Used to be a member, used to go there all the time.
that's his?
Let's pitch out banners if you want to take down on graphics. I can't find any, I don't have it.
Anything else on roads? Mike?
Yeah,
Yes.
just a heads up.
Yeah.
Town of Johnson is getting ready to trade a grader.
Okay.
They're not sure when they're gonna do it. Sounds like basically ASAP. But the availability of a new grader is, who knows? I mean, it could be 6 months, it could be a year.
So they're not, obviously not gonna let their old one go until they get the new one there.
Right.
what is it?
It's a 770, I believe it's a G. It's a 2012 with 7,000 hours on it.
It's not bad.
It's got new tires, it's got a blade ripper, so it's got the bits. It's got a 14-foot moldboard. It's plumbed for a wing, does not have a wing.
Did you say 14-foot moldboard?
Yes.
Wow.
Ours is 13.
Okay.
Um,
Plumb for a wing, but doesn't have a wing.
It's got a ripper. It's got a front blade on it, like a bulldozer blade.
Yep.
It also has a,
The ripper in the back? Is that how
No.
that works?
no, this one interchanges with the front by
Okay.
just pulling a couple pins and you drop the blade off and you put the ripper
Okay.
in. It also has a leaf blower.
Oh,
A
leaf
leaf blower, which this guy
That's
is.
a really big leaf blower, man.
It is, but he says it really works good, like in the fall, and you know, you could just go up through and it blows it off while you're grading type stuff. So, I mean,
Okay.
but I mean,
Yeah.
whether you ever use it or not,
Yeah.
that is something that comes with it. Really nice shape. I mean, we went up and looked at it, and they take care of stuff up there that, yeah. The mechanic that we have work on our John Deere
Yep.
is from Johnson. Mark talked to him briefly about it, and he said, if they happen to sell it, you'd be a fool not to buy it. Now, I don't know if you've got money. The way that sounds like they're asking the price of what Nortrack or whoever is gonna trade it with, we'll give them.
Yeah, trading value. Which
Possibly they put it out to bids, but since Mark, of course, he rides his bike up there and he sees the thing. So he decided to call him when he saw it or heard about it and heard it was for sale. And so he said he'd give us first whack at it, you know, if we're serious, you know, just basically gotta let him know.
What, like, if you had to take a guess, Matt, what was your ballpark figure they were gonna be getting traded?
The number I've been hearing is around 100,000.
Okay.
New
Nice.
grader, Mark was looking in some magazine down there. Comparable graders of that age, I mean, you're only talking 10 years old.
10 years old.
Where you're talking 150, 175,000 for a used one, which, you know.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know. I
Okay.
just thought I'd put it out there.
Is the wing adaptable for the?
I'm not sure about that. Whether this wing would go on that one, I'm not sure. This is a not two-wheel drive, it's four-wheel drive. There's no front wheel on it,
No
like there is on
front
this one.
wheel. Okay.
But they say they never have any problems with it. And I think being a bigger grader, it's the next size bigger than what we've got. It's a 770 instead of a 672.
And if you were to leave whatever, you know, the plow or the ripper on the front, that's gonna give you enough heavy down pressure that it wouldn't,
Yeah,
it would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I think the four-wheel, especially with the steer, is more if you're building a road,
right.
not grading.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, if you're in a lot of loose gravel,
Yeah,
possibly mud.
something to keep you from pushing.
Yeah.
From the amount of
Right.
gravel you're
I mean, you
pulling.
still got your lead on your wheels. You still got all the basics. It's still it's not a joystick. It's got the levers to control, which of course everybody's normally used to, but they're not sure when they're gonna do it. They were supposed to have a meeting, I think, last week maybe.
Okay.
With their select board to see, you know, sounded like they'd just soon stick with a Deere, but for some reason Caterpillar was coming in cheaper. Case had 3 of them on the water,
Yeah,
but he said, I don't know when that's gonna be in, so
yeah, it is a while.
apparently Case makes a grader. So,
Just in case.
I was gonna say, I didn't notice a lot of people going Volvo.
yeah, well, Volvo, I don't believe they make them anymore.
They don't.
No.
We rented one, they weren't that great.
You know, like,
Tatro rented one year, they had Cass and John Deere's and that Volvo was.
yep.
Yeah, Fairfield had one, they got rid of it, cause I think it was parts issues. But,
So I think just double checking to make sure that our wing would be compatible. And would that have the ability to add the brush mower?
I mean, you mean like what Enosburg
Like
has?
what Enosburg has?
I would assume if you did the plumbing enough, you would, you know what I mean?
I mean, if we're talking about adding, you know, that kind of equipment, that's something that, you know, we could get multiple use out of it, probably be better for us.
I mean, I would say it's definitely possible. Just like the wing is possible, it's just a matter, you might have to have a different adapter at the bottom, you know, where it hooks on in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be able to take the one off of here, I don't know how it's, that machine looks a lot bigger than this machine as far as,
It's the same size as what Joey has.
I believe he has a 772, and he has the four-wheel drive version. So, yeah.
I would say keep an ear on it, see what it is.
Okay.
A number would obviously make it easier for us to say yay or nay, but
I don't know what we have in the.
I don't think there's any problem in looking into it.
He was gonna,
What would ours have on the used
Like
used
Trump did.
equipment market?
what's that?
Ours?
What would ours bring on the used equipment market?
Probably not much.
20,000. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's got 4 new tires on it, or 6 new tires on it,
Yeah, this
and
is true.
it's still operable.
Yep.
Some contract.
Some,
Oh, yeah.
some contractor would find it useful. I bet you could get 25,000 for it. But
Again, I'm not sure about their set price or not.
absolutely, yep. I was just looking here, the new equipment fund, that's current number, so that's not what's been voted in yet. So there's 113,000 in that, and I believe we put in another 25. If I'm not, or was it 10?
15, I think it's 15.
15.
Shot all the way
It's
around.
15,000.
Okay, so that puts us up near 130,000 on the new equipment.
Again, I don't think it's anything that needs to be thought of right now.
No,
But-
just throwing out numbers so everybody knows where we're at.
I
and
mean,
what
when
we're
somebody,
looking at.
when a mechanic that's worked for John Deere for as long as
Yep.
this one has worked says we'd be crazy if we didn't buy it. He's done some work to it lately, but it was very small, you know, and he's maintained it for them, I guess.
Just for the record, our current grader is how old?
It's a 1990.
Thank you.
That's what, 32?
32 years. Yeah.
It's almost as old as
You're
you,
my
Josh.
daughter.
Not for a farm tractor, but
What's that? Good grader.
Oh, yeah.
You see, it's one of the best around.
Usually.
He's-
He's not
Absolutely.
100%, he's bigger than that 100.
I've had people say that.
Alright. Yeah, I don't see any problem with looking into it. I mean,
I'll keep somebody posted, whether it's you or, you know what I mean, you can pass it
Yeah.
along to the rest of the board if
I
I
think Joey can produce it.
New loader, yeah. Oh, shit.
I mean, there comes a time when you are gonna have to start upgrading some of the equipment eventually. I mean, buying
I'd
a
like to see
decent
your back
used
over
one is better than buying brand new.
Where are they going with that last statement?
it's not as if it's being used every day here.
Right. Well, no, and I think,
And,
well,
he's-
I'm not the
that's
only
the
one.
thing is, right now,
It'll
Right
come to me in a
now-
minute.
Oh, yeah. You gotta backtrack what you're thinking of.
and going side of the road,
Shut up, man.
so two of them. Anything else back on roads?
Yeah, there is, I just can't remember what it was.
You write it
He'll
down?
come back to you.
I got two clowns over here busting my chops.
We wanna circle back to that, Mac, or?
We didn't have anything new from FEMA, did we?
FEMA, we're applying, we're filling out this Department of Public Safety form, which will allow the state of Vermont to release 75% of the government's money that we have already spent on the bridge project. So we have spent $118,000 on the Goat Path Bridge to date. This will allow us to receive $64,500.
Instead of 640 like we were expecting, because
Yeah,
our FEMA rep said, as soon as it's obligated, you'll get the money, and apparently he was smoke. So Kim's.
So, does that mean we're not
Kim-
getting it at
Kim-
all?
We'll
Kim
get it
Cantor,
all
no, we're
eventually.
getting the money.
Oh.
Kim Kanaraki informed us that even though the money, all right,
It's a large problem.
Paul Sharon said that the money was obligated, and therefore the town should get 100% of the money.
Of the 75% of FEMA.
Right.
Right, which was, $600,000,
Yeah.
75% of $600,000. It was $460,000 that he told us we should get, and he sent this information to the bank as well. However, Kim Kanarecki said, I've been working with FEMA and working with these projects for over 10 years, and I'm telling you, he is wrong. And she followed up by sending a reprimand to his superiors, to him and everybody else she could name. However, that doesn't help us get any money.
Right.
She was willing, her and Penelope
Doherty,
somebody, were willing to give us some funds against what we'd already expended. We have expended $118,000 and change.
They gave you half, basically.
Basically, they gave us 75% of 75% of what we expended, and that is $64,500. And if Mr. Goss will sign this as representative of the select board, we can send that away and get our $64,000.
Not 600,000.
No,
that will get there eventually, but.
it will come.
Since it's a large project, she says,
They're gonna send it in small increments to make sure that progression keeps
as we
happening.
pay it.
Exactly.
And signature, ESP signature of authority
That's not
approval
what I was
here.
thinking of though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look at that, Josh.
Oh.
Signature.
Train of thought.
Write it on the paper.
This one.
Yep.
And then print it. There's
Yep.
their name and date.
Paul said the man was wrong, or the man said Paul was wrong?
Kim,
Kim Kanarecki is not a man. She's very much a woman.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kanaraki?
Kanarecki,
Kanaraki,
CCI.
CCI.
It's KIMCANARECCI.
really? You got it figured out?
I think so. It's close enough, if not exactly.
You're good, Lance.
And she is the state emergency management Penelope's the financial officer. What is she?
She's the head, state FEMA.
Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the state, whatever.
She's head of the state emergency management
Yes.
stuff anyhow, and I can't remember her exact title, forgive me for that.
She said that Paul was wrong?
Yes,
And apparently it
and
was.
he got reprimanded. We haven't heard from him since. He got reprimanded for that, and was told never to directly have direct communication with financial officers over town business again. Also, do we want to continue on? Are we done with road?
No,
No,
I remember what it
Max
was.
gonna come back.
Circle back.
What, you want the culvert one? I got the paperwork
Where
for
is
here.
it?
Oh, no, is that what you thought you were gonna talk about next?
Well, you can move on.
Go, why don't you go with what you thought of?
Truck number 3,
Truck
Uh-oh.
number 3.
2021.
Yep.
Got hooked down to Clark's the other day, had a DEF light come on. Actually,
Again.
it blew off the input turbo hose
Yeah.
pipe or something. Blew that off, we got it back together, got it back to the shop. Lit up a DEF, wanted me to do a
Burn off.
burn off.
Yep.
And yeah, then the little red light came on and said, stop the engine, and you need to do this. Ended up replacing, by the sounds, the filter, particulate filter. Under warranty, of course, but
Yep.
that happened about 3 hours into the snowstorm on Friday.
Yep, I saw Dan down to the store that morning, I think.
Oh.
And yeah, he said that.
He blew off the turbo.
So,
Looked like a Christmas tree.
did that sort of didn't suck any particulars into the filter though, or into the,
Sounds like everything's good and it's
Okay.
running good again, so
everything's, you got it back, everything's
got
good.
it back on
That's
Tuesday.
the new truck?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the problem is international.
No, they're all the same.
The problem is the government put in this.
Yeah, exactly.
The DEF system.
Yeah, this DEF system.
Our 550, the same thing, it blew off the thing, all electric,
Yeah.
shut it down, we let it set, then we let it start up, and then burn it off, and it was fine.
That,
Mine said to do a burn off, I turned it back on and it wouldn't do a burn off.
Yeah.
That's it, 550.
when I worked at Camp Precast at a Western Star, did the same thing.
Breakliner's no different. My
Yeah.
buses do the same thing.
All right, go ahead, Lance, with your culvert.
Alright. Over project.
Culvert project,
Don't know where this one came from.
oh Lord. Northwest Regional Planning Commission sent an email out of the blue, said, Lance, I hope you're well. My name is Luke Rossetti. I am an assistant planner for the Northwest Regional Planning Commission. Just wanted to reach out regarding a culvert in Bakersfield that we are hoping to pursue design work on for replacement. This is the large multi-plate that
Right by
was
Tony's-
below the old game bird farm there, on Rossbrook.
Right by Tony Snides.
Yep.
Where he had his house there, that one that Tetro put in.
Yeah, it's actually, here's a
Yeah.
picture
But
of
that's
it
not
here.
that long
It
ago.
was redone. Like,
Well, see that little bit of rust there? They say that, so it needs to be replaced because of that.
Really?
A little bit
Yeah.
of rust and apparently the fish ladder, fish aren't getting up or something.
That's nothing.
I know it
I know
is.
we did 1 year.
The structure in question is crossing East Bakersfield Road at Ross Brook. The structure was identified as a fish passage and water quality concern as part of a larger assessment of Franklin County culverts conducted with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. The bottom of the structure is also beginning to rust out. As part of this assessment, we also obtained a brief report on the structure and potential cost, as well as design recommendations for a water resource engineering attached along with the email. The Regional Planning Commission and the Fish and Wildlife both support the pursuit of a full design work for this project and have the funding to do so. Now, they're very careful to say they have the resources for the funding for the design. They don't ever mention the actual cost of replacing it. Okay? So the hope would be that we could conduct that design work soon so that it will be ready for future implementation funding, at which point we would aim to complete the project. Our hope is to have the town on board with carrying out these designs as well, so that it could occur as soon as possible. The Regional Planning Commission, Fish and Wildlife will be able to cover the full cost of the design. Please let us know if you have any interest. Phone us, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
Go for a class 2.
well, you're texting me getting to my house.
Consent, but that's
we
not.
have-
You've looked at that, there's nothing wrong with that culvert. There's a
Yeah,
little
and I know what I'm
discoloration
talking
on the very end, that far in on the end of the culvert. Here,
What makes galvanized culverts go bad?
Well,
rust.
Well, if you have a hard water, we did one in Richford years ago, that the bottom was starting to go out, and we ended up welding rebar at the bottom and pouring a concrete bottom.
That's, yeah, that would work as well.
What they're saying here is that you can't do that because it will affect the fish's ability to get upstream.
You build fish ladders in there, build, you
Well,
can
must-
build a
I fished that brook, I didn't get a blood.
It had 6x6 pressure treated in there for a fish ladder when they put it in.
Did they?
Must be it got washed out.
You can put some baffles in it.
So it says, reach out to us if you're interested.
That is correct.
I think reaching out and getting studies prudent.
The study, but I'm not,
This design is what they're looking
well, the
for.
problem, my concern is that they design the thing and then being the state of Vermont, say.
3 times the size of.
Hey, we've put this much money into it, you're obligated to finish the project.
Right. And then we're on the hook for a $200,000 bridge
Or more.
or more.
Well, for instance, the culvert on Whitney Road, was $115,000. Okay,
So,
this is a comparable sized brook.
yeah,
That culvert is actually larger than that 6x6 culvert replaced. So I wouldn't be surprised if they required something like 8x6.
this thing, in this picture, it looks rather
So you
large.
can't weld
It's
it. Can you
big.
sleeve it?
No, we did galvanize, we ended
I
up
thought it
putting.
was big to look galvanized.
The trouble
Oh, yeah,
is,
we connected it, oh, God, they did, but they put rebar in, they connected it somehow with some kind of welding.
Yeah, why don't you just sleeve it then, 3/4 sleeve
Well,
the size?
here's the problem.
Slide it in, call it done.
This was put in 20 years ago,
80s.
in the 80s. So it was put in 40 years ago.
30.
Huh?
30.
30,
No,
no, 40.
40.
40.
80s.
We're in the 20s.
42 years ago.
Was-
It was
was
put in the
2000.
80s. If it was put in 1980, it'd be 42 years ago.
1980.
It might have been 35, but whatever.
Okay, but whatever. It's 30 to 40 years ago. Okay? What you're gonna need to do to replace a structure of that size is you need the A&R to go in there and do a water study,
Hydraulic study,
a
yeah.
hydraulic study on it, all right?
Which is what they're offering to do.
All right. And I'll guarantee, because they are now requiring a 100-year flood stage to replace stuff like that, okay?
Right.
All right, I'm guaranteeing they're gonna increase the size of that to replace it. So that
Well, I'm not
throws
saying-
out the idea of any kind of sleeve or putting concrete in the bottom.
No, it can't be fixed, it's gotta be bigger.
It has to be bigger. You can't reduce the size by sleeving it. You can't reduce the size by pouring concrete on the
Even though it
bottom.
would still work,
Huh?
even though it would still work. I mean,
Even though it would still work.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because of the water.
But they are requiring that these structures be able to handle a 100-year flood.
They want what, full bank width or something like that?
Yes.
So what's the option, say no?
Not interested at this
The
time?
only other way you would do that down the road is apply for a class 2 culvert grant.
Right.
Yep.
But that's only for so much money. It's only
And that's,
for-
it does reference class control, doesn't it there? It was somewhere.
It's probably the second page.
Six.
Exactly. I tell them absolutely, they can do the study if they're gonna pay for the replacement as
It
well.
might
That won't happen.
So
No,
they're,
you put it in there.
That's just one of a couple of emails I
so
might
I
have
think
seen
this is
somewhere.
the screening level cost estimate.
That's a diagram of what's there.
Oh, okay, so they're saying when this was done, it cost $155,000 to install that
You don't
culvert,
work with special.
Wow.
18,000 for the design and permitting, and 15,000 for the bid and construction. So you're talking
And that's off the brook.
off of, yeah,
Yeah,
We can't dam the brook temporarily and just paint the dam rust. Truth to rust.
Well,
You talked
We're not
to
replacing-
Mr., what's his name?
Just
If you got, use the.
they're not saying that it absolutely is required to be
Used to be-
replaced at this time. They're
Very couple.
strongly suggesting
not Calhoun
that we
anymore?
start the process.
Christensen.
No?
I don't foresee us having enough money to build it.
I don't think this year's the time to do it either, Josh. I agree with you.
And I don't think if it was for a class 2 road grant, there's places that need it worse than that.
Yep.
Because that's, to me, that's,
What do you got to say,
It's not-
Peter?
it's not-
Come on,
it's through,
spit
is
it
it?
out.
I don't believe it. I haven't
I
been down in
wouldn't do it, no.
I haven't been down in it lately.
Unless the
I
bottom,
agree.
unless the bottom is completely gone, you
Yeah.
know, but if the
The
bottom.
bottom is not completely gone.
It's just rusty, right?
I've seen culverts like
That's
that, that the bottom is
That
gone.
far
and it
up
feels
is
like it's just-
discolored and rusty.
Yeah.
It's starting to, the galvanize is worn off on the outlet.
That's why that one up on Waterville, they went aluminum to see.
But that's for the beavers.
Yep.
Beaver.
So at this time, we're not interested
Acid,
in,
they're droppings.
we're not interested in them doing a study that's gonna cost us money down the road.
Right.
It's gonna cost us money down the road one way or the other.
Right, but if they study somebody
I think
else's
it's a
culvert
scam.
first,
I'll be dead by then.
study somebody else's culvert first, and we'll look and see
They
how
make
theirs
it
goes.
sound like they're giving us something for free.
Send that to Matt. Matt, send him an email back saying study somebody else's
Wait a minute,
culvert
this is
first,
way out
and
the
we'll go
winds.
later.
Give that back to Lance. May not be-
You're the road
What's the
commissioner.
middleman here?
Just give it to him.
Alright,
I think your name.
so that
I had
is
no,
the culvert project, I'm assuming?
So that's given to Lance to deal with?
Yes.
Yes.
He's just gonna send him an email back saying we're.
What was I saying earlier before the meeting?
How much you love doing this fun stuff?
Well, I didn't get that, you had to send me that, Lance, remember, they didn't send me a copy of that.
Yeah, you're right, it's just to me. The other thing is, for Brigham, may I go on?
It's not on the board business, but you go right ahead.
Where are we?
Bottom.
We're on Department of Public Works Safety,
Oh, okay.
that's part of this.
Alright.
Brigham, Vermont Housing and Conservation Board is willing to give us a grant for feasibility funds for the above referenced project. We will be awarded the amount, this is above and beyond the other one, an amount not to exceed $1,670. And all you have to do, Josh, is sign at the bottom and we'll get it sent off.
1,670?
They just wanna say that, they just wanna send us money so we can make sure that the building is still
We have to agree to the terms, that's all.
Is it still there?
there.
Still
Is it feasible that it'll still be there tomorrow?
Any more windows left?
League of Cities and Town two representatives came up last Tuesday or Wednesday maybe. They did an inspection here. They do an inspection and more or less recommend
This building?
this building. Went down to the town garage, had a couple little things they wanted us to do. And we're spotted over around Brigham, walking around quite the lengthy time over there. So I don't know if it was because this whole, maybe get a claim off them this way. I mean, they usually come up and talk to us once a year, but they're over there, I guess, quite a while looking at
They
it.
were at the academy?
That's what a couple of people in school told me. And
Thank you,
somebody
sir.
else saw them walking from this library that way, two guys in a,
What did you have to do in the garage?
like where you come, we've got two steps from
Kristen Sequel.
this part to that part. He wanted us to paint a yellow stripe there so people would know they were going downhill.
Yeah, any type of incline or.
There was we'll get a report on it, but a lot of it was just foolish. This here, because this is an exit, we should have it shoveled, which is not shoveled.
Upstairs, they want bars on the window above the stage.
I put the bars on the window, I'm gonna put the little kids that did it in the bars on the window.
No, Lance, they're talking
Where?
about upstairs up here.
Upstairs in the stage.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
So you can't crawl upstairs.
As we told them, we had the doors padlocked, we had to open it for them so that it looked like nobody ever went up there. And we still have to, and we have to move the portable stairs onto the stage because that's unsafe.
Is this like the ADA compliancy?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
They're
We're supposed to get a
making
report.
suggestions in case
Yeah.
OSHA or somebody ever came in, these are the things they're gonna look for.
It's like the railings.
Yeah.
I bet you could fix everything for the upstairs by putting a restricted access sign on this downstairs door.
It's a good idea.
Because if you put restricted access on that, it would mean that only select few individuals are allowed up there. And those would be the select few individuals that know not to climb out the window. To an extent.
Assume,
It's tough to,
you would assume.
so while you're
That's
breaking,
it, Josh.
what came about with the insurance company and the boards and the
That's
what?
everything.
Not sure yet. I was just telling Brenda, I have pictures that I've taken for her for the,
This is Vermont Housing and Conservation, the other one you
I don't think
signed
so. I don't
was
think they've done that.
Department of Public Safety, so
There was
it's everything I
quite a
got.
few pigeons in there when we were in there walking around.
That's a fucking mess.
The only
cost
other-
us a fortune to clean that pigeon shit out of there,
Yeah, and that's
remember?
toxic
We
waste.
had,
isn't it?
Uh-oh, liquor
we had to
licenses,
get
give me a quick.
I think we ended up, Pat Curtis got us a
We
grant
all have to sign this one?
Yeah.
for that, but it's like very toxic, so you can't just,
Yeah,
Surprised
and there's a
Brian
lot of
didn't,
stuff where you can see they
The,
drilled something all over the
The
floor.
last thing,
they did what?
Looked like they had a can of thinner
last
or
thing I
something
have
because it was
is the second page on that, underneath
paint
my
all over the
signatures,
walls.
if you would,
Wow.
be
just
so
like male
inclined
genitalia,
to approve
you know, on the wall. Yeah, oh yeah.
the golf course to sell the alcohol.
I'm not putting that in.
Beer and wine.
Yes.
So the
They're
three permits.
like, when they're doing the computer house.
So the last thing I have on the agenda here, folks, is coming around, is we have 3 different liquor licenses that need everybody's signature on the second page of this one and the first page of this one, where the little tabbies say.
Why would you have 3? Oh,
Probably so that they can do upstairs, downstairs, and on the course, if I had to guess.
That is correct.
3 separate locations. I don't know, they wanna pay us 3 times, I'm gonna accept their money all 3 times.
They had to have a separate one for the course.
Cause they've got the beer cart, which is,
Oh, this is for, all 3 are for the country club?
all 3 are for the
Yeah.
country club, which
You
we
should
probably
know
should
this,
liquor
Terry.
license for upstairs.
You
I don't say you need 3, but,
I'm sure it's an improved,
cause they don't,
they won't pay
As
for
long as 3 of us are gonna be proof of that, all that matters. Lance isn't gonna disappear.
free cocktails.
hell no.
But I did see that they wanted to be open till midnight.
That's fine
That's
with me.
2.
That means I can go get a drink.
where are they being open at midnight?
That was you, wasn't it?
Might
What?
have
You
been
were
right.
up there running that.
For what?
Was it Thursday night?
Oh,
They'd stay
Thursday
open
night,
late and
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
Listen, don't be dipping into my tip money, you.
Any others on the board? Other
After
here?
midnight's when they tip back.
No.
So I warned the, 22nd meeting?
I did. Denton has informed us that he will not be able to make the 22nd meeting due to a conflict scheduling.
Okay.
Terry, you're all set for the 22nd at
That's
7?
Monday.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, sorry.
That's the
Tuesday.
informational
I
meeting.
can't do Tuesdays.
Oh,
To
okay,
go.
it's Tuesday.
Yep. Tammy just sent out that again. I can forward that to you if you
I
want.
sent it to her.
She said she
Yeah, I just couldn't get into my email. I gotta call them and try to get, I don't know, that thing I tell you.
Could you print it off for her?
I don't know why I can't set
Here.
it up so it
Oh,
stays,
there we go.
Do you have mine?
stays,
There's the strap.
You don't have to sign that one.
Alright, any others? Seeing
I
none?
have a question on
Okay,
the night of this meeting.
yes.
Are we gonna have better mics
Sound?
and stuff? Yeah, because people are saying it's worthless to even come on
We
our
know
meetings.
We're gonna spend about 15 grand on it, just so you know.
Before town meeting?
No.
Well, we're trying to find out if they'll invoice us versus us having to pay up front. If they're gonna invoice us the funds, then we can order them tomorrow if approved by the board. Right? We can order them tomorrow and they come in when they come in.
We've been playing with quality on the sound since we started this. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, we bought, what, like 4 of these mics, didn't we?
they're not for this space. The mics we're looking at are the mics that Northwest Access uses, the one that has the gooseneck that comes up, that you have a mute button on and all.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
the mics we're mirroring a lot of the system they had because it worked so well.
Okay, well, for that meeting then, Terry, it doesn't look like we're gonna have better, communication. What we might have to do is, I mean,
Yell.
it's strictly informational anyway. So there shouldn't be a lot of board conversation.
Right,
you know
we're
what I
gonna
mean?
have to be careful how we're gonna have to keep the background noise.
Yep,
to-
and as I
And we're gonna
said,
have to keep one person that
And
does
as
all
I
the
said-
speaking so that it goes, cause they're saying they can hear you and Lance, that's it.
yeah,
Oh, really?
and like I
Linda
said,
McCall had it tonight saying the
Yeah.
same thing.
that we were extremely loud, and
Oh,
nobody
right.
else could be heard.
You're right.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I wonder if we could
So we
actually take
need
the
to
mic and
either,
back it up.
We could do a number of things with that mic, but the only problem is that mic only has so much to it. You know, we're for folks sitting over there and folks over here, that mic's not covered.
Yeah, I'll get it.
And then the masks don't help because it muffles the voices. That
Right.
makes it one step better. So
Do you
I
want me
think,
to, do you want me to take the mask thing off?
no, you keep that
Okay,
on.
alright.
So, yeah, keep that on. So, now, I think what we need to do, and I can't think of his name, Ron or something like that, from Northwest Access.
Agenda for
The
next.
gentleman we were talking to, you and I got from Northwest Access. We need to see if they can come in on the
I
22nd
think it's
and
Lance.
make sure they have all the right gear.
I'm all set. I got it.
You actually
Oh,
did.
nice.
Because it is a very important meeting.
Got it in my email. I just printed it out, so I'd have it.
Roger, yeah, Roger, Northwest
Yeah.
Access.
I finally got it on the cartridge, so.
All my people are here, you know.
You hear that, Terry? they're gonna talk to Roger about getting different mics so we have better sound quality for that
For
night.
that night.
But it's
Next
not,
week,
what's that?
Next week.
next week.
Next week, yep.
But am I okay to move forward with, if B&M says that they will invoice us, am I okay ordering the mics and the systems we need?
I don't think it was anything.
That is.
That's
a-
coming out of ARPA funds.
That is a board.
That's a reimbursable amount,
Yeah.
so we just
What
front
was
the
that
money.
that you said?
Well, that's what I'm asking for an invoice instead. What's that, Terry?
You're
I mean,
asking,
No, it's Tammy.
what are you asking again?
I'm asking that, we can, if B&M, which is a supplier, will invoice us versus us putting the money up front. Am I approved to order the microphones, the basic microphone set, to get us so that our town can hear us during these meetings more clearly? That's gonna range, we're saying 15,000, but the basic setup is less than that, and then there's little components we can add later. I just need the approval if I can get them to invoice us to do that.
I make a motion that we give him those, that approval under these conditions.
For mics only,
Yes.
at this point.
It's mics and the actual mixer and the cables. Right?
And accompanying equipment.
Sound equipment.
We have a motion, second?
And second that.
And this is coming out of
Lance
ARPA
made the
fund.
motion.
This is going to be reimbursed from
approval.
the ARPA funds. We're gonna have to front it with general funds, and then it'll be reimbursed through ARPA.
Everything you see here, Terry, from what we purchased in, not necessarily in error because it was recommended. Everything that's here, the kept up, that's all gonna get reimbursed.
Terry?
Because as
Could I
long as
see
we
those,
invoice
please?
for it, and we can do it through ARPA.
So we have a motion.
Thank you.
From Lance, a second from Brenda. All those in favor of giving John the go-ahead to order mics and accompanying equipment for better sound quality for the Zoom meetings, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, passes. If you can get them for us, John, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Do my best. Get them in invoices.
I would also entertain any other motions if there is no other business to be carried out at tonight's meeting.
Almost.
Motion to adjourn,
Pause.
Pause, please. I owe you guys an explanation about Brigham expenses. Okay? We owe them one more declaration or one more policy from the town of Bakersfield before we actually get our grubby little mitts on the money. So we're still shelling out of our own funds. Okay?
They'll reimburse. We
I
have to-
asked Brenda if she would help me work with that this week. Okay? I got half of it pretty well done. It's the other half, which is the actual paying out of town funds that I don't have a template for. Okay? So, that being said, I'm done.
Policy.
Yep.
yeah, and just so you know, what I'm looking for is, I've got a listserv for all of the town clerks and zoning administrators to see if they've got that form and send it to us. If somebody's already got it,
I have to keep throwing these back and forth.
somebody's already got it, maybe.
Post it.
Yep. I actually haven't signed those yet, so.
Oh,
Okay, so we have
Josh
a
needs
motion over here. Do we have a second for adjournment?
Second.
I figured it would. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Boy.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, have a good night.